Folks, welcome back to another reading. I am using the I've laid your cards out in a Celtic cross spread, but I'm using the Lightseer Tarot in order to read your cards today. It must be Mercury retrograde, and it is. It is currently Mercury retrograde in Leo. I'm hoping that you're getting to relax and have some fun today. Let's get into your message. Your central theme is the Knight of Pentacles. You are someone who has a great work ethic. You are genuinely a good hard worker, but I also see someone who is much more willing to work by themselves than they are willing to work with other people. And I'll talk more about that in just a second, okay? I see you as a genuinely hardworking person. You might be a Capricorn, you might be a Virgo, you might be a Taurus, you might be any of those earth signs, or you might have that earth energy in your chart. I see you as someone who is steady, who is consistent. Even if something takes a decent amount of time to do, you are willing to do it. You are quite possibly detail oriented. You don't mind going slow and being careful about your work and finishing it too. I also see here with the Knight that is kind of an exploratory energy. You are willing to do research into better ways of doing things if you feel like there's a better way of doing things. So this is a really cool energy coming from you. I sense that you're somebody who is well-meaning and is trying to do the best that they can in life. And that's a great way to start off this particular energy, okay? Now, let me say that this is what is crossing you. This is the Eight of Swords. I'll talk about what just happened there in just a second, okay? What flipped over, what almost fell on the floor. This is the Eight of Swords. The top, my monitor is reversed, okay? Top part is reversed towards the past. So in the past, your circumstances forced you to think in kind of a narrow mindset, and you had to move forward on very little information, and sometimes it might have come through the grapevine. You might have just gotten a sensation that something was going on and that you just needed to buckle down and keep yourself safe for a while. Now, this is such a cool iteration of the Eight of Swords. This might be one of my favorite iterations, actually, because this is a very clearly two-sided kind of situation. On the bottom, this particular character has her own hands around her own neck, because now she has internalized those myths and those lies. She's internalized those circumstances to a point where she's strangling her voice. And this is about the blue chakra. I don't know what it's called specifically. I apologize. But this has to do with our voice and our willingness. It has to do with our self-censorship. It has our willingness to speak up to situations that need talking about, for instance. And that's pointing into your future. There's the real risk that in the future, or heading into the future, you could continue to believe certain things about working by yourself, carefully, steadily, detail-oriented. There's a darker side to how you got into these good work habits that make you materially comfortable. There's kind of a darker aspect to all of that. This is not happily learned experience. This is painfully learned experience. And right now, this is continuing to constrict how you think, how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others. It's continuing to restrain you in ways that don't serve you and will not serve you. They will hurt you in the future, okay? So that was your central theme and your challenge card. Again, you're a well-meaning person, but there are some things coming in from the past that affect how you operate now and have the real risk of affecting how you operate into the future if you don't do some healing, do some internal work, some shadow work, and work through some traumas coming in from the past. This is in your past. The hanged man, the hanged one in reverse in this particular case, because there is no gender in tarot, of course. This particular person may have been constrained against their own will in circumstances that they did not want to be in, that they did not wish to abide by, but yet they were forced to. And whatever happened in these circumstances, you were eventually released. I do see that in the reverse, that you were released from those circumstances. But with this particular card, I wonder if you're not continuing with the Eight of Swords. I wonder if you're not continuing to carry that trauma well into the future, and it affects how you work with others. Okay, this is in your future. You're going to be given the opportunity to work with somebody else, with at least a few other people, possibly a collaborative effort, possibly a new job, possibly a project that you would work on with somebody else. If it hadn't been so bad in the past, this might have come more easily, might have just been more natural for you to jump into. But with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, that kind of tells me that there's the risk that you could avoid working with some people. And this would be an opportunity being offered from the universe, by the way. This opportunity to work with others. I feel like you're kind of gun shy and you expect others to treat you the same way that these particular circumstances treated you. This might not have been a job situation, but quite possibly it was. It was just a situation that has made you very gun shy about working with others. You want to avoid it. You do prefer to work alone. Now, once again, I sense that you are a well-meaning person, but I also sense that you're a protective person. This is still the Knight. This Knight is still armed, okay? He's one that plants seeds and grows stuff and invests and takes care of the material, but he's still armed. Okay, just keep that in mind. You're someone who's still very defensive, possibly against the wrong people in the future. Okay. You've got more pentacles, by the way. So this is in your conscious position. This is you're not taking care of yourself the best way that you deserve to be taken care of. There may be some bad eating habits, for instance. You may not be taking care of your body in the way that it deserves. You might not be working out. You might have fallen out of your workout schedule, because the Knight of Pentacles also has the potential to be kind of a workaholic kind of energy. You're a very hardworking person, but I feel like you're making sacrifices. You're ignoring what your body is telling you in order to make whatever deadlines, whatever sacrifices it is that this Knight of Pentacles here wants to make. It also suggests to me that this is kind of a struggle, that this is your next challenge to grow into. The universe is definitely giving you this opportunity to grow out of the Knight of Pentacles and into the Queen of Pentacles, a ruler who tells the Knight what to do, but is deeply compassionate, very loving. This is earth on water energy. That's Mother Earth. This is a deep echo of the Empress card in the Major Arcana, okay? So is the Knight of Pentacles. There's kind of an alignment between these particular entities that encourages us to get in touch with nature, okay? So I'm not using this phrase to be condescending at all, but this might be a good time to get out and touch grass. And what I mean by that is go to a park, walk around for a bit, go to a really nice area with a whole bunch of plants, trees. If there's an arboretum close, like if there's a really pretty area with a whole lot of lovely nature around you, is there a way that you could spend like at least an hour or so, possibly even half a day out there, and just put the phone away, Don't listen to music unless it's like meant to help you meditate, for instance. The point is to listen to nature, to the things that like the leaves, if there's any water, listen to the water. It's literally a mindfulness thing. I'm wondering if practicing mindfulness wouldn't help you. With this Knight of Pentacles energy, you're definitely someone who would benefit and might even come naturally to some degree to you to meditate a bit. And you don't need to be of any particular faith or religion, or you don't need to even be religious or of any faith at all. You can be an atheist or agnostic. To practice focusing your mind on one thing for an extended period of time. You can start with 10-15 minutes. I would love to see you grow into this mindset. This is you in the conscious position. You're not taking care of yourself. I wonder if you're not also listening to you're avoiding your intuition when it tells you to do something, go in a particular direction. I don't know how compassionate and loving you can be towards yourself. You might be to others. Again, this Knight of Pentacles energy suggests to me you're someone who is well-meaning. You might avoid other people, to be honest, but there is some kind of reflection going on within you that you might also be avoiding yourself. This is an energy that you need to grow into. And it might be a struggle right now. The universe might be urging you along that direction if it's in your conscious position, okay? But here's the thing. In your subconscious position, what's going on subconsciously? Your body is out of whack. It's tired. It's overtired. It might be exhausted even. You might be in that workaholic kind of state where you might be possibly, if you're not working in the traditional sense, you might be working at home. You might be having a family, and it's just thrown you completely out of whack. And it makes it so that you're not willing to take on new stuff that would actually benefit you in the future. Everything's out of whack, and you're also not in a playful mindset. It's ultimately destructive to you. You're meant to grow out of this energy of the Knight of Pentacles energy into that of the Queen of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, by the way, is earth and air. Yes, I'm right. Earth and air energy. I'm basing that off the Thoth tarot system. And what do we have right here? We have air energy. You might be overthinking in addition to overworking. And that might be one of the myths that you hold on to, that you need to constantly have your mind active, that you need to constantly be working. And you might be, in your circumstances, forced, some of the consequences of these circumstances coming in the past might be continuing to throw you off into the present, especially if you have children that you have to take care of and you're just exhausted. I have much compassion to you. This is in your advice position, okay? This is to recognize that you're at the risk of avoiding growing some cool things, growing eventually, having the potential to be the King of Pentacles. There's some kind of growth that you're avoiding right here. You're avoiding new stuff. And these two characters, these two entities are deeply related. The Page is the childlike energy, and the Queen of Pentacles is going to be that more nurturing, that more creative, more chaotic energy that would welcome in the Page as the messenger of, hey, it's time to start new things, new opportunities are coming to you. Will you be taking them? And this is what I was kind of saying about some kind of collaborative project coming up for you that might generate some really cool actual material, physical, tangible results for you and for them. But there's the risk that you would avoid this because of what's gone on in the past. You're hurt. This is operating out of a type of woundedness. This right here, this challenge card right here. And that is your challenge, is to heal yourself in such a way that you don't miss out on this, especially because the outcome is the Page of Cups. It's in reverse. There's a jadedness here coming out of woundedness that is making you shrink away from growing the part of you that feels, that loves, that hurts, that cries, that rejoices. Part of you is shutting that down because I feel like you understand your vulnerability. And I wonder if you aren't using that Knight of Pentacles to hide, to mask that vulnerability. And then every once in a while it rears its ugly head and you have no choice but to overthink it. You feel like you have no choice but to overthink it. If you would like to start the mindfulness practice, there are some excellent tutorials on YouTube that will teach a complete total beginner some really cool ways of getting started. I know that from personal experience, okay? I also use an app called Insight Timer to help me meditate every single day. It's been wonderful. It's been absolutely fantastic for me personally, okay? I would absolutely encourage you to do this. It's not just a need for healing, it's a need for mindfulness too, because I really feel like your mind needs to be calmed here. This is your current environment. This is the Chariot. It's in reverse. You're meeting with an obstacle, and whether you realize it consciously or not, you're trying to figure out a way through, around, over, under this particular obstacle, and the universe is asking you to stop being your own worst enemy right here. You need to stop being your own worst enemy. You need to do the work, possibly in therapy, to bust these things that are holding you back from your best and your highest self. That is you believing myths that no longer serve you. That's you, like your mind, it feels like has been squeezed into this chute the chute is gone, but your mind is still in the shape of the chute, and it needs to spring back into its original shape. But I feel like you're not allowing it to. I feel like you're a deeply scared person. I feel like you're a deeply scared person here with the Magician in reverse. You're afraid to use all the tools, the powerful tools. You're afraid of using your innate abilities because you're afraid of what the future holds for you. That's kind of what this Page of Cups in reverse is about. It's not welcoming the future because you're afraid of what it's going to bring you, because whatever you experienced in the past was so painful that you're not willing to welcome any new thing in. And so you don't manifest the things that you really could manifest. Of course, the universe is going to influence in what direction your manifestations go. If it's not in alignment with what the universe ultimately wants for your best and your highest good, it's not going to give those things to you necessarily. Maybe after a struggle, the things that are meant for you, that are good for you, that bring you to your best and your highest good are the things that will come to you. You need to work with the universe in this particular department, okay? You're not willing to take action on things like healing yourself, like bringing new collaborative opportunities, whether that's a traditional 8-to-5 job or whatever have you. You're not willing to do this because you're scared. And I respect that. I see that you've been burned. I see that you're in deep need of healing. I also see that potentially you are your own worst enemy. If you can get your own hands off of your own throat, away from your voice chakra, away also from when sword energy, that's about our mind. If you can calm your over anxious, your overthinking mind and tell it that whatever these circumstances are, it's over. And it's time to explore new ways of filling up your space in the world in this lifetime. I think you're going to do a lot better for yourself. I think you're going to do a lot for your best and your highest good. And I feel like you're a hardworking person who will take this seriously and will do the work. I respect that this was probably a really difficult message for you to hear. But I'm also excited for you because I feel like you are a hardworking person and that you are someone who can learn to listen to their body and allow their body's psychic intuition to speak and let you know exactly when it is time to take care of yourself and leave other things alone. I feel like you have this potential, and I feel like you'll take it. I'm excited for you, okay? No more from me. Thank you so much for watching to this point if you did, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.